everyone, and welcome back. We're back again, about to watch more of The Witcher. We're on episode 2 of season 1. This one's called 4 Marks. What does that mean, guys?
Something with 4.
4, though. 4. Oh, nuts. Yes, thumbless, maybe. Who knows? Because we're just learning this world, so we're probably going to find, like, all kinds of crazy creatures. Even the beginning of last episode, we had that weird,
didn't we see
spider with a man head.
Oh, yes. Oh, that was really...
Plus, there was that creature we didn't really see, but he was on the horse. He was just flopped over dead on the horse.
Yeah, so there's all kinds of creatures. I love the idea. I love the fantasy. The main character's awesome. I think Henry Cavill is, like, really awesome in that role. I mean, I don't know him from the games, but I think he fits it very well.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Very strong.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So we're learning the names as we go. His name is Geralt, I believe.
Geralt.
And then there's that wizard guy, Strong, something like that I can't remember, but he was like making all those naked ladies happen because it helps.
Oh,
like,
the sorcerer.
That's right.
Yeah, the sorcerer guy, the wizard guy. Yeah. We don't know what he's about yet, but he seems bad, and he was afraid of Rent-Free, and she wanted revenge on him, so that's why he probably sent Geralt to go kill her. And she is considered a mutant. We're going to find more about Geralt, I'm sure, but like his eyes were black in the beginning, and he's like making stuff in the woods, so it seems like he turns into a demon or something when he's fighting, and he's also considered a mutant or something, right?
Yes, he is. And the little girl, he's destined to meet the little girl in the woods,
Ciri,
who's the princess.
Yeah, and that was insane. Like, what a violent, action-packed episode, and the whole kingdom taken over. This epic queen and king. The king killed, like, he wasn't even able to really fight. It happened so quickly. He just got an arrow in the eye, and then that was it. He just died. It was so sad. And the queen just screaming, oh my God, you know, and that whole horrific battle was just insane and brutal, like right in her face.
And she was so brave, and she wound up coming back to the castle.
Yeah, amazingly
to warn the family, and
Ciri has like this banshee scream.
Yeah.
So we want to know more about that. And the guy who captured her was also kind of freaked out by it and wasn't. I thought like he might know about it and want her so badly, but
she almost made like a mini earthquake too.
Yeah, and the big statue thing collapsed. Interesting. So her and Geralt are meant to get together and do some kind of big purpose.
Yes.
It's exciting.
Wow.
Only from one episode, guys. So shall we get into 4 marks?
Yes, let's do it.
4 marks. I'm just going to say claw marks because I can't think of anything else. Or they're going to find like these big statues, 4 different statues they have to go to meet up.
Markings.
Yeah, like little markers or something.
A diamond. Hey, ball.
All right, so 102.
A daisy, not a rose.
Roses are cliche.
Daisies are cheap.
So,
you're welcome.
That's mean.
Right.
Now it smells of pig
Aww.
shit.
You've been spying on us, you creep.
Of course, look at it. No one's
Oh, that's so mean.
Oh, that's mean.
Yeah, she has purple eyes too.
How did it get here?
Well, it looks to me like you portaled in.
Portal?
What?
Oh, you're a virgin.
She's
Your backhand
petrified.
is even more impressive than your magic.
My what? What are you doing?
Easy.
Explain.
I know, no one explains anything.
What's your name?
History.
Yesterday?
Wait, what's yours?
Oh.
Crap, I asked too late.
I can do it!
Oh.
This poor girl.
Especially back then, like, people were way worse.
Yeah.
How much for this beast?
That's not nice.
6.
4.
What?
What are you doing? So,
She's our daughter.
she's no daughter of mine.
Oh, God!
Oh, you son of a bitch. Oh.
Oh, no.
Oh, gee.
How devastating. Father sells her for 4.
Like, nothing. Like, that was
A
probably
pig
her
was
own
going to be
father.
10.
She's gonna try to cut her wrist. Don't do that.
Oh.
Don't. No.
I hope they don't have like dogs.
Oh, just to blend in with the.
Yeah.
Gross. You don't know if those were safe though, do you?
Whoa.
Who's there?
You'll choke.
Oh, yeah.
You just
No
went like that.
poison. I don't eat rat.
Suit yourself.
Wait.
Maybe it's something. I don't know. You gotta eat.
Yeah.
Look.
So
It's the
close.
Cintron flag. Come on, we're safe.
I don't know.
Oh,
I
just
don't trust
slow down.
anything.
Don't.
Well, that's kind of fun.
Okay.
Fuck off! I'm so glad that I could just
Ooh.
bring you all together like this. Unbelievable.
Come on. You don't want to keep a man with bread in his pants waiting. Look at some
Bread in his
review from
pants.
3 words or less. Big old loner, 2 very, very scary looking swords. I know who you are.
The devil. He's been stealing all our grain.
I like him.
Okay.
I've got 2. One for each of the devil's horns.
Go away.
I won't be like a silent backup. Is that onion? It doesn't matter. Whatever it is, you smell
Oh my
of death
God.
and destiny,
Onion.
heroics, and
It's onion.
It's onion.
yeah.
Come here.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Do you know how many people wouldn't blink if you died?
Because she did cut both her wrists.
I'm doing it. Your hand.
Ooh, ew, 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 ew.
Ooh, ooh.
Zalil A.
To make them learn like that. Like now her
My
hands
God,
destroyed.
come on.
Poor arm.
Zayla.
Lost a lot of blood.
I'm called a pig.
Poor thing.
Sometimes a flower is just a flower. And the best thing it can do for us is to die.
Oh my God.
I don't like her going in here. She's on the run. There's just too many people there. You can't cut.
No cutting. Don't touch me. This food was provided by the queen.
May she rot in hell.
There are elf haters. I killed them all.
Oh, ow. Oh, nice tent.
Oh, child. Your shoes. Let's get you a fresh pair, why don't we? Don't worry, he's one of the clean ones.
What does that mean? Clean ones.
An image problem.
He's still with him.
God, look at him. He keeps
It's like Shrek and Donkey.
look at him. Doesn't know when to be quiet.
Do you mind if I hop up there with you? It's just I'm not really wearing the right kind of footwear.
Don't touch Roach.
Don't touch my horse.
Have you ever hunted a devil before, Geralt?
He keeps talking.
Don't exist. Obviously.
What was that?
Got my almost lost my.
What was that? It's like a tiny cannonball.
We hit him right in the head.
I have to see this magical, this mythical.
What did he just do?
He
Oh
threw
my
something at him
God.
too. I think he just knocked him out.
Well,
Ooh!
ooh. Hey.
Did your motherfucker snowman?
My goodness. Whoa.
Ooh, what was that?
What the heck?
No, Piglet. The chaos.
Piglet?
Thought transference should flow through you.
Annika's worst fear is snakes.
He struggled to perform the simplest physical tasks.
Oh,
And now you lie to me?
You can read me, if you like. Cicadas in summer. These are the things I thought you would love.
He's a nice guy, yeah.
yeah.
Are you safe now? I've got you.
Famous last words.
My grandmother took care
Where is she? Don't tell her who you are.
Welcome, Sabrina.
Sabrina, the teenage
And
witch.
welcome back, Piglet.
So mean.
Piglet. Oh, I hate that. Piglet. Oh.
Whoa.
Boy.
Catch lightning in a bottle.
Good luck.
Oh my God.
Put it up. You're gonna get hit.
Whoa, whoa, yeah. Oh, wow. Oh. Whoa.
She got it.
Oh.
Blow up. Will it? Yep.
Oh, no.
Rise.
Whoa.
Oh.
And she still has it.
Oh. Oh. Whoa.
Do you want to die right now?
As opposed to later. No, please, not the loop! It's just a bar.
He's making a noise.
Oh. Oh.
Dead elves.
There's a lot of skulls
Mm-hmm.
in the background.
Yeah.
Yennefer.
Said
Call
your
her
name.
by her name. That's good.
Does this mean I get to ascend?
What are you talking about? It's materialistic
Oh, who's
things.
gonna stab her?
Oh, oh, oh.
It's probably sick
Oh
of
my
her
god!
demanding.
Whoa.
He just- oh my God.
Ah.
Oh no!
Oh my gosh.
they
Oh,
killed him.
wow.
Come on.
Whoa. Whoa.
Estrid.
Ooh.
So is she going to him?
Push your friend into the pool.
Oh, I don't-
So
Yes.
bizarre.
Oh my goodness.
Just tests like these alone will make you all messed up. He's totally like Donkey.
Oh God, yes, right.
Or maybe she'll hear that song if it does travel.
She does.
You're an elf.
Oh.
Respect doesn't make history.
Oh,
She
gee.
just.
So he's still making up a lie even being there.
Yeah.
He has a really good voice.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he does.
Automatically think flying, but she gonna
Oh,
push him
wow.
with that. Yep.
Ooh.
This is so crazy.
Is she gonna change to something else?
Oh,
Like
watch.
absorbing or
Ooh,
dissipating
that's
into
what
the
it is.
water, making it all magical.
She's pleased with her work, whatever
Mm.
she did.
What?
What is it?
Wow. Okay, so I need to know because again, guys, we're blind to this. We haven't seen the games and we haven't read the books. So, what do you guys think is going on there? Like at the end, when her friend and everyone else slugs into the water. Like, what do you think happened there?
I have no idea.
Maybe
Just an idea.
Yennefer is the more powerful witch after all.
Okay, but why do
Oh,
you
she
think
might
that?
be.
Because everyone else was turned into a slug. Like, why turn them into slugs? And then, what was the point of that? Like,
Maybe.
the water lit up.
The water lit up, and she wasn't invited to that. They were invited to that, and maybe the teacher, maybe she knew Yennefer was going to come and just trying to test her to see if she will do what she tells her. And she says, "Why would you make my friend into a slug? Oh, and she's an eel." And push her into the water. So she was testing her to see if she would do that to her friend. She did. So it looked like the teacher was pleased.
Yeah.
And it looked like it did something really magical. I don't know if there were so many other eels, like there were all other witches, past students.
I'd say.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's actually good. Yeah, because again, we're all new to this, and I always spew out stuff that I think. So I wanted to get your idea
have
for
no
it.
idea.
But I know, and it is far fetched. It's a fantasy thing, so I know it's a little harder sometimes for you. Well, both of you guys usually really catch on. Like we watch Harry Potter. I know it's very different, and we see Lord of the Rings. But I know sometimes you have to be really open-minded with it. So I know that might be a little bit of a head scratcher. But yeah, Kim, I'm with you with that. Where she was not invited to go to that whatever that was, and they were transformed into slugs. So I think seeing all the other slugs in the water, and it made it magical, almost like it was her own like cauldron of magic, and she was just rejecting all the other witches. Like they weren't ascending, they were actually being sacrificed to make this powerful whatever this is, you know, the glowing water. So now that's what they're going to be. And when Yennefer actually went by what the teacher said and pushed her friend in, that was also showing, okay, well, I'm better, I'm more advanced than you, so this is your place, this is my place. And I think that's why the teacher was like, I approve.
Yes, and she kind of hinted to that, the teacher did to Yennefer. So the teacher was calling her Yennefer because she learned that she is half elf.
Yeah,
and they are the original. Yeah, they had the calling before. You know, they're the ultimate witches or the original witches. So
I wonder if she has some of that.
The chosen one.
Interesting, huh? And in that conversation when she was talking to that guy, again, apologies for the names, we'll get them. It's only the second episode, and I know he said it, but yeah, I kept trying to listen, but I'm like, what was his name? But I liked him, and the whole like relationship with him and Yennefer like was kind of like confusing me, because I know you can have that instant attraction, and I thought it was more, and I'm not trying to be mean about her looks at all, but just because they were from completely different backgrounds, they didn't know each other, and they were so drawn to each other so much. Like I know sometimes love at first sight, but it just felt like there was more there. And when he was talking and she was mentioning an elf, for some reason I heard like he was half elf, and it wasn't, it was her, right?
It was her, yeah. So
I believe so. I caught it as both their fathers were elves. But her father was really evil.
Oh my gosh.
And sold her for 4 marks,
but
which apparently is really bad. Maybe he's not the real father.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, because I'm like, maybe it was a stepdad or something. Not that it makes it right either way, but you know, like, because he didn't have the sharp ears. Not that I could know. I don't know if he had a hat. I don't think he did or not. But now I'm going to be looking more for that. But I like the idea of, okay, so they're half elves, and maybe that's why they're drawn more to each other, because they have the magic and they have that same understanding, but maybe it's fate and they were meant to be together or something to really draw them in that close. And it seems like they're both being manipulated, right, by their masters or something. And they're both like, so what's real and what's not? So that's also confusing, but I think it's supposed to be until we find out more. But rewinding to the beginning, I felt bad because when I first saw Yennefer, I freaked out because I didn't know there was, not that you should be like, oh, because something's, you know, wrong with her, but, you know, you had the couple making out, and I just assumed it was like her property or something, that girl that was getting like made out with, you know, and yelling about the daisies or whatnot. And then when they turned around, I just saw the face, and the girl's like right there watching, and that freaked me out because we know there's magical creatures in here, and she has purple eyes, so I'm like, is she going to do something to them?
Yeah,
like,
purple eyes are a big hint.
Yeah, and then I started thinking like, oh, well, maybe this is actually Yennefer's property, and they're trespassing, and then they started beating on her, which was awful, you know, to see that. I also mentioned, I know we have a lot of kind-hearted people around these times too, but it is how it is, where if you have some kind of handicap, like people mistreat you, which is how it is.
You're lower than them instantly.
Instantly, like being
even
with
your own
pigs.
family. Look at her father. I mean,
like
no sell her off to.
Awful. So living back then was way harder. I can't even imagine for most people. So it's interesting to see that she has magic, and yet she was cursed because her father was an elf, right? And then her mom was human. But then what are the other you know, people who are like that are like a hybrid? You know, why weren't they cursed? So I wonder if it's because she just has so much magic because of it, the chosen one, that's why she's like that.
And she was cursed to not ever be loved.
That's right too.
Because her father was an elf.
Yeah, but
it's interesting how when the girl discarded the flower because she was like, oh, I want a rose.
Yeah.
And I thought that was just so rude. And when she threw it away, the girl that was tending to the pigs, she took it because probably no one's even given her anything, anything pretty before. So she took it. Well, you know, she probably figured, oh, that girl doesn't want it. I want to have it. But that must have been the flower of this whole like
portal.
Well, apparently it got her to the portal.
Yeah.
But that was the symbol to get her to where she is now, being a witch.
Started the whole thing,
Yeah.
So maybe that's why she was drawn to flowers too. Maybe because I don't know if that's like a thing where it's like instinct, where it's like, ooh, flower portal, like not thinking that way, but you just are interested. But yeah, like maybe just a coincidence, like she wanted it, and
yeah, maybe it was just
drawn.
meant to be.
Yeah, meant to be. So a lot of questions there, but I really think that she's accepting that she is a chosen witch or higher up than the other
She must
witches.
be.
Holy crap, to go through those lessons, like you don't even like are taught anything. You're just
Yeah,
like,
no,
well,
you'll
this
find
is
out
what
the
you're
hard
gonna do
way.
and go. Okay, you lost your
go
hand.
catch
See, that's a
lightning.
good, yeah, that's a good example. See, now your hand's dead, so you have to have something to give it to the other. Like you
my
can't
God.
just get something for free or whatever. I'm like, so that's what she's gonna learn. And the freaking lightning. Well,
gosh,
she's
right?
dead. Okay, I'll move her off. Now you catch lightning and just know. Maybe they had some in between lessons, but like everything was making me nervous. And then with them talking thoughts to each other or just like staring and trying to read each other's thoughts, I was like, God, if one of them is unstable, doesn't know what they're doing, can they give him like an aneurysm or something? Like, I don't know. So I started like eliminating everything else because we're getting these like,
subliminal
crazy
messages.
results.
That's right, yeah.
And do you
God.
think Yennefer lied there when she goes, she's afraid of snakes, or do you think she really did know? Because the teacher,
I think she lied because she just wanted to be good at something.
Yeah, probably.
And she couldn't show anything physically, so she probably figured, oh, all girls are afraid of snakes, so that must be an instant thing. You know, just stereotyping girls. That was just
that makes sense. And the teacher was spot on. She goes, why are you lying to me now? But I was like, well, maybe she is that powerful, but she just really can't control it. She's all over the place. That she was really good at that one. But no, it was a lie. That would make more sense because everything else she was bad at.
But they did turn into something slimy.
They sure did.
Three of them did.
Yes.
Yeah, like later on. Not by her hands, though.
No, not by her hands, but that's funny, though.
Yeah, like, but just to
yeah.
stand there and let it happen, and not only like, even if you don't know what's going to happen, one girl goes and you still have two people watching, you see that person go, then that person goes.
They're all
and if
just
I was like the last one, I'd be like,
what happened to me?
Crap.
And I thought
just
the
accept.
teacher was saying something, some enchantment, but she was also saying Estrad's name, which was the guy that Yennefer kissed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it was just,
That's a good catch. I didn't catch up, but I don't know. There's so many things I don't know about this story, but it is fun so far.
God. Very interesting.
It is, and I like the structures that they have, like the different buildings, and you have like these massive castles and learning
And the houses on those big.
That was awesome on like that mountain. It was like a
Yes.
big cliffside. Not even a cliffside. It was like a tower of stone that houses were just built around.
wow,
It was almost
yes.
like instead of a tree house, a stone
Yeah, don't
house.
drink too much.
Yes.
Fall
And I'm
off the
afraid
wall.
for Siri too, in that village.
Syria.
Siri,
And we were
I'm so
introduced to
surprised
elves.
she even went in there.
I was surprised too.
I guess if you're desperate, you're a child, and you don't know where to go. You've been on your own for 3 days in the woods.
That's
like,
right,
do you
she-
just stay
she
in the
see
woods?
a citadel that she's comfortable with.
She has to find Geralt, and I keep saying Geralt, again, we're learning the name, so Geralt. She has to go find him, and if she doesn't ask around, especially if she thinks her ally, she's not going to find out. She has no clue who this guy is, so it would be bad for her just to hide out. But yeah, like to stay there, and then I was getting nervous. I'm like, oh God, so you're going to actually sleep here, and I know you feel safe, but it's not good to be here because they're going to be looking for you, and this is one of the first places they're going to look because you obviously found it pretty easily. I mean, she went 3 days, but still, like, this is a big group of survivors here. They're going to go there at one point.
Yeah, and to go to the one tent that the families, I believe they can't stand the queen. Nobody can stand the queen, which is her grandmother.
I know.
And she's got the cloak that the son or the husband of that lady there, like that made. So I'm surprised that they didn't put two and two together and say,
I would say,
well, she must be royalty if she has it, because it's like no cloth that they have.
Yeah.
On.
I wasn't sure. Like maybe
But they
thought
didn't
she
say
was
that
noble
unless
or
it was
higher
a different
class.
queen. But I'm sure they're talking about her grandmother.
No, yeah, they're totally talking about the
think
grandmother.
so,
Yeah.
yeah.
So maybe they just thought in different. I don't know. Like,
Maybe she
it's
just
a
found
higher
it
up.
and just threw it on, and they just thought, in the
Or you
mayhem
just
that
have
she
different
grabbed it.
classes, or maybe just being a higher class, like not exactly royalty. I don't know. Overthinking, don't know. But having a cloak like that and she has to run and escape, I don't think you'd want to wear a cloak where people would easily recognize it. Like, it still looks fancy.
Yes.
But it might have been some, like, normal, noble type, like, higher class type garment instead of just royalty, because then that would be two in their face, and maybe that's why they didn't recognize it as much.
Yeah, maybe the boy's father just made cloaks in general and just knew, his make, how he
Maybe,
does.
yeah. And isn't it crazy? Like, we're introduced to these characters that seem like they might be main characters, like that nice boy in the beginning.
right.
And, he was like, oh, my brother got an arrow to the brain. And there's a lot of hate and, like, vicious cycles of just fighting and killing. And I thought he was going to be, like, some major character with Ciri trying to help her find Geralt. And I'm like, holy crap. And then he freaking dies in this one. But that's reality for you, because it's a brutal time. It's brutal, relatable, but back then, like, it was very brutal. So anyone could die at any time. So
and he wanted to be knighted. He was
Which made
prepared
us
to be knighted. He was
feel
preparing
worse.
to be knighted, which ultimately would have been her knighting him if everything went back.
Yeah.
To
right.
normal. Wouldn't that be funny? He was very brave. He was outside the tent. He died outside the tent, so he wasn't like whimpering.
God, the mother
tent.
too. Like,
Oh, yeah. Oh.
You know what? She was insulting the guy too much or something.
Yeah.
She must have really. I mean, come on. They're getting attacked, and she's like,
That's right.
save this.
slapping him. So it shows you all these different creatures. I know he's a small person, but I'm like, this is a fantasy show, so sometimes you don't know if he's supposed to be a dwarf or some kind of other creature, because we have like humans or elves with pointy ears, and they're not really that different. We don't know much about them to know how different they are. So when you have like this small person who's like a slave to you and you're slapping him around, I'm like, what gives you the right to make him a slave? So it's showing you
He
how
couldn't take any more.
It's just
of it.
like Yennefer. Just because you're different, they treat you like a slave or under.
Even an
under
elf.
you.
Right, that's the
they were the
yeah.
original people of the world or whatever, the magic
Yes,
world, and they
that's
were
right.
just taking over. So it's showing like humans being like the bad virus again, taking over. But
Oh,
I like
wow.
learning about all the different creatures and the stature of like, depending on what community you're in, like you have these people struggling to survive. They're not rich. I mean, yes, they're out in the woods right now, but you can tell that they're more poor. And they have their own slaves that they kick around or whatever. So
Because that
That's right,
family,
yeah.
they were very high up there because they
Yeah.
had like structural.
That is true. They had a
framing.
really nice
They did,
tent.
yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
that was pretty
That
nice
is
for
true.
being in camping.
That's right, yeah.
That
Even
is very
today's
true.
standards, it was
Yes.
pretty
Yeah.
nice.
But for her to get stabbed like that and her reaching
Yeah.
out to Ciri,
Whoa.
like that was insane to see that. I'm like, oh my God.
And it's like
Oh,
he's probably
geez.
not going. I mean, he didn't seem as strong as like someone that was like gonna really kill somebody. He was like slowly killing her essentially.
there was a
Yeah.
lot of stabbing.
Yeah.
Just manic, like
I didn't kill
just
you
Like
yet.
lower
I'm doing
extremity,
it.
so
Yeah.
it's not like getting her fast,
Oh, what a way to go, huh? My
Yeah.
God. But a great thing was when Ciri was saved by that boy in the woods.
Yes.
And he was an
That's
elf.
right.
Like, how cool is that? Like, not only do you have this mystery boy who's in the woods trying to help you and he won't talk to you, and he came back, and not only did he go back, and he must have, like, been spying on her to see, like, what tent she went in to know exactly
yes,
where
to
she
protect
was,
her.
to
and
protect her.
She needed him.
Yeah, and then he pulled her away, and then she stopped to look at that boy who died, and then he still came back again to grab her, so he was really brave to do that twice. Technically
Yes,
3
yeah.
times, I guess, but like twice to bring her in there, and then to find out he's an elf. Like, again, we only know so much from this episode with the conflict with elves and humans, but it's nice to see right away, like, you can't judge a book by its cover, like, we're all equals here, or should be, and he's a nice
Should be,
guy.
yeah.
He is. He offered
Yes.
food. He offered shelter. He gave her warmth. He put the
Yeah.
fire there. I mean, I'd stick with him.
No,
Yeah.
me too. Yeah.
Yeah, no, he seems
Definitely.
really trustworthy and
Yeah.
kind. And so going to The Witcher now, like, how did you like him and the guy he was with, the singer?
That guy, he never shut up, that guy.
It kind of made it funny, though. Like, it was...
That's right. I know.
He's
It's
a perfect entertainer.
That's right.
His
That's
job
right.
is exactly what he should
like
be
his
doing.
singing,
He
too.
likes to entertain, yes.
There was
Well, he
some
was at the
comedy there,
tavern. That's how
too.
they met.
Got
So,
that?
yeah.
And it was a good mix, I think, because here we have Geralt, who is so, like, sarcastic and dry, I guess. And then he has some funny undertones, but you have some other opposite character that makes it even funnier because he's
That's
so
right.
like hyper and just like loud, and he's just like, shut up. You know?
That's right.
So
Yeah.
that
Yes.
dynamic was fun to watch.
It was. He didn't have any survival skills. All he had was his.
Him trying to be
Instrument.
quiet, and he won't
Right,
stop
right.
talking. I'm like, oh my God, he's stalking someone right now. So he's getting knocked out by that little, it didn't even look like a rock. It looked like
Like a
some kind
wad
of-
or something like that.
like a bullet.
A makeshift bottle.
like an
so
iron
they used
piece
to
or
do it.
something. I don't know, but
and that's what they did,
yeah,
like in the Civil War and stuff. That's how they made
Anything they
them.
can do.
yeah, like however, I like how they show that's all
However you do
medieval
it.
times and
Yes.
you know,
Yeah.
stuff that we're not used to seeing. It's like, oh, okay. But it was cool also seeing that Minotaur or something, like that weird goat creature.
Yes.
That was so
One
bizarre.
horn was broken.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
he
and the
was in
eyes
some
were-
type of battle.
And the eyes were farther apart and
Yes.
kind of very goat-like, you know, had the goat
Yeah.
pupils and
And
the
how were they
animation was pretty
joking
good.
around? Did you have, here's your mother.
Oh, that was
Oh,
hilarious.
wow,
He pulled
yeah,
his
that's
hair
so
out. He
funny.
goes, I am
Yeah.
intelligent. He goes, did your mom screw a snowman or
Oh.
something? Because his hair is white. Like, it's just so ridiculous. It was just funny, yeah. But, yeah, very bizarre creature. And we were introduced to a lot of humanoid type creatures. And
We were, and
Yeah.
they didn't kill. Going back to the elves not killing the Witcher, and he said, "I'm not human. Don't call me human." But the guy behind him is human, right?
yeah.
I mean, Bard
Yeah.
was human, so I'm surprised they didn't do anything to him. But they must know that if he's trustworthy to have a companion like that, that
Yeah.
they'll
Yeah.
let him go. You might kill yourself when just listening to
Yeah,
him.
that's right.
You might kill yourself.
Jump off
listening
his
to him, yeah.
just to get away from him.
I know, right? He is funny, but yeah, so
Yes.
even Geralt saying that to the elf, and he's like, if you need to kill someone, I get it, like, go ahead. Did you think that he meant it there?
I think he did mean it, but I think he knew that he wasn't going to.
Mm-hmm.
He knew that he was hurt, and they would have done something right off the bat.
Probably.
Yeah. I know,
I
so
mean,
he probably
honest-
just expected that it wasn't going to be, yeah, I
It's
agree.
like, go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, I do think that he did mean it. Like, he was ready to die. He probably has so many sins that he feels so guilty about. I mean, look at the first episode when he killed that girl that he slept with. And, he cared for her. But he probably has a lot of issues like that. Like, a lot of problems that just happen. And it's a hard life to live. So he's just, ready to go whenever. He's just dealt with so much. But I'm glad that he was, I think, also testing the waters. And I think
so too. And he gave them all the money.
yeah.
So how
That's right,
awesome
yeah.
is he?
So he seems like a really nice guy considering.
Or maybe they
His
took it
monster
from him.
hunter.
Okay, we'll spare your life if you give me your dough.
Yeah,
Right?
you could have a
I think he gave it. But yeah, like,
Yeah, I
you never
think- I
know.
think he
Because
did.
that's what he said.
Because
But-
Bard said it. Yeah,
Bart said it, yeah. But yeah, so you guys like the series so far?
I do. It's.
it's
I have to say, it's a little confusing right now.
It is confusing.
I was warned, which isn't a spoiler, I don't think it is, but that the timelines sometimes jump around.
Oh, do they? Okay.
So that's all I know. So some things might happen previously, like I think this is in order, but I'm not quite sure. The 1 and 2 so far, episodes 1 and 2, but we'll find out, and I'm sure you guys will let us know as well.
It
as
does
we
seem
move
like
forward.
it's in order because she's still on the run, and
Exactly.
That's
yeah,
true,
that's what
yeah.
I'm thinking too. So we'll see. So
That's
I think we'll end it there, guys. We have a store if you want to check out our merchandise. I don't have one on now. I have Erebos,
That's
but I
right,
thought it was
yeah.
kind of fitting.
yeah.
But yes, Kim has some merchandise in the background. Mom has
Yeah,
a mug.
right there,
We have
mug.
shirts and mugs. We're going to have more designs
Yeah.
soon. So if you guys have any fun ideas for our channel, please let us know in the comments below. Please thumbs up the video. Please subscribe. And we'll see you very soon as always. Bye, guys.
Ring that bell.
Please ring
Yes,
that bell.
Bye.